Hi everyone, today we will be diving into a topic that has been making waves in the world of emails, and that is Microsoft's transition from Outlook Classic to Outlook New. If you're blind or visually impaired, you might be wondering, what does that mean for me? Well, have no fear, we will elucidate it here. Keep watching. If you're used to using Microsoft's suite of applications, you might have already been used to Outlook, and the older version is called Outlook Classic. Also, if you're used to using Windows before Windows 11, you would have been used to the mail and calendar apps. However, Microsoft is upgrading Outlook, and you might find that on your Windows 11 device, if you're to type Outlook in your start menu, you would see that both Outlook New are appearing. The classic version will not appear on a brand new Windows 11 device though, and that is because Microsoft is phasing it out along with the mail and calendar apps. Why? Well, because the new version of Outlook combines both those apps, and it is supposed to provide a more modern and streamlined experience. Some features of the new Outlook that I like are easy navigation between mail, calendar, and contacts, and other commonly used Microsoft apps. Simplified menu ribbons, although you can switch back to the classic. Pinning emails so that you're not trudging through every email to find that one all-important email. And scheduling email, which is so important to accommodate for your recipients in other time zones. Okay, so to make this tutorial easier, we're going to break it into two parts. In this video, we're going to look at the basics, setting up Outlook New, understanding its interface, navigating through emails, and reading emails. In the next video, we're going to look at composing, replying to, and forwarding emails. If you have any other aspects of Outlook you would like us to look at, please feel free to drop it in the comments. But for now, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so I went ahead and I typed Outlook into my start menu, and both the classic and new came up. I entered on Outlook New, and now this is the Outlook interface. All right, so and there's no account yet added to the Outlook app, so this is the interface you get when Outlook is brand new and you need to add an email account to the app. And we're just going to tab through it. So pressing tab.
Outlook document. Heading level 1. Welcome to learn more link.
So that is telling you new and where you can learn more. Tab again.
Clickable. Suggested accounts combo box collapse. Editable opens list selected bat rating 61 at Gmail.
And now you come to this area that says suggested accounts. It has an account there already, and it's also an editable area. So you could either down arrow to your other email accounts that might already be on your computer somewhere, and you could use that one, or because it's an editable field, you can also type into this area. I have already typed the email account that I want to add, which is battraining61 at gmail.com. So I'm just going to tab.
Create an outlook.com email account button.
Tab again.
Continue button.
Enter and continue.
Sync your Gmail account. Gmail bat rating 61 at gmail.com. Cloud sync for a better experience. Your emails, calendar events, and contacts will be synced to the mic.
And this is telling you that it is better for you to sync your email with the Outlook app. Yes, you want that. So I'm going to tab to continue
button.
Enter.
Taking you to sign in. Bat rating 6. Sign in.
And now we have gone to the Gmail sign-in page because, of course, you're trying to add your Gmail account to the Outlook app, so it has to send you to Gmail to get signed in. battraining61 at gmail.com is already here in the username section. So I'm just going to press enter to move on.
Accounts. Enter your password. Edit protected blank.
And now it's asking for my password. So let me go ahead and type that in.
Start.
And just press enter again. Okay, now it has taken us to another page. Let's get to the top of the page and then press let me hear up arrow to hear what's at the very
Sign in with Google.
Sign in with Google still. Let's down arrow to continue to read.
Heading level 1. Sign in to Microsoft apps and services.
Right, we have to sign into Microsoft apps. Now I'm giving Microsoft permission to access our Gmail account. I want to press control down arrow to read.
Link that rating 60.
Going to use the continue button. So we used control down arrow, or you could have just used down arrow, or quite frankly, because it's a button, you could have pressed B to get to this button that says continue. Pressing enter on continue.
Loading page. Loading complete. Sign in. Google accounts. Sign in with Google.
Now the page
Heading
has
level 1
come. Let's
Microsoft
read what's here as well.
Bat rating 60.
It's telling you the services that Microsoft will have to have access to for your Gmail account.
Continue.
Obviously, we're going to use this continue button again. Press enter.
Loading page. Loading complete. This site is trying to open Outlook. New. Region. This site is trying to open Outlook. New. Dialog. Cancel.
And it's telling you that this site is trying to use Outlook New. I think that is button number 1. Let's down arrow to see.
Open button 1 of 2.
Open is number 2. Let me down
Cancel
arrow.
button 2 of 2.
Cancel is number 2.
Open button 1 of 2.
Open is number 1. And yes, we do want to open the Outlook New app. So we're going to press enter on this one.
Outlook document. Heading level 1 taking you to sign in.
And the Outlook app is trying to sign us in. Alright, so let us see what Microsoft is saying here in Outlook. Pressing
Heading level 1 Microsoft respects your privacy.
Okay, that's the heading. Let me control down arrow to
Privacy settings. Your privacy settings generally apply to all devices where you Let's take a look at your privacy button.
I have to press enter on this next button to continue.
Getting better together. We'd like you to share optional diagnostic and usage data.
This one is going to ask you to share diagnostic data. You can give it permission if you want to.
No, don't send optional data.
So this second radial button here that is coinciding with no, I'm just going to use my spacebar to check it. It's checked. I'm just going to escape because it went into focus mode. I want to come out of that. And I'm going to continue down to accept. Press enter on this.
Powering your experiences. Outlook includes experiences that connect to online services to help you create, communicate.
You have to find the continue button. Press enter.
Button continue. Button skip.
I'm just going to press enter on this skip button.
Skip button. Outlook supports Microsoft 3 message list complementary landmark. Message list has attachments blind accessibility tips test 1:34 a.m. This is a test. 404.
And now we can see that our email account has been successfully added to the Outlook app. And yes, now we're seeing the full screen of the Outlook app. Now I want to hasten to say, guys, that Microsoft is still upgrading this new Outlook app. And so for me, at least from an accessibility standpoint, it still behaves buggy. So there are some issues. In fact, when I add an email account to the app, I prefer to close it and then reopen it to start navigating, which is what I just did. After adding the account, I closed it and now I've reopened it for us to continue our session. All right. And there are some other issues too, and we're going to see them as we go along. But for now, let us learn how to navigate this new Outlook app. There are 6 main regions of the app. Let us go around them using our F6 key. Pressing F6 now.
Message list complementary landmark. Message list has attachments blind accessibility.
And this is our message list. And of course, usually when you hear the word list, it means that you can use your up and down arrow keys to go through whatever is there. Yes, the message list will be showing you messages for the current folder that you have open. And of course, by default, when you open the Outlook app, you will be seeing, or you'll be placed inside your inbox app. You'll be placed inside your inbox folder, which of course means that these messages being displayed here in the message list is from my inbox. But continuing around, F6.
Reading pane main landmark. One messages section.
And this is the reading pane, where whichever message in the message list is selected, its contents is going to be displayed here in the reading pane. All right, but let's continue around. F6.
Ribbon region. Tab control. Home tab selected Alt or F10.
And this is the menu ribbons area. And as I did mention earlier before, the menu ribbons is a simplified menu ribbon from the classic version of the app, although you can revert to the classic version of the menu ribbons if you want, right here in this new app. F6 again. All right, that says nothing. Let's go once more.
Left trail of bar navigation landmark. Mail toggle button pressed.
And this says left trail of bar, but really it is the vertical listing of apps that are available here inside. Apps such as mail, calendar, people, which is really contacts, and other commonly used Microsoft apps like even Microsoft Word, Excel, and so on. And you will learn how to navigate that later. But let's move to another section, pressing F6.
Navigation pane region. Favorites tree view. Inbox 1 unread now.
And this is navigation pane, and this is where you can use your left up and down arrows to navigate between the different folders of your account, meaning inbox, sent folder, or junk, whichever. All right, F6 again.
Message list complementary landmark. Message list.
And we are back to our message list. Now, yes, we soon learn how to navigate the message list and learn how to read emails, but as screen reader users, Microsoft does recommend that we make some changes in the settings before we go ahead with using the app. For instance, Firstly, the message list. By default, it is set to show us messages by conversation, meaning if you have several messages going between you and a particular person, then that email would show up as one spot in the message listing, and it might be a little bit challenging to navigate with your screen reader. So we're going to change it, still keep it in the conversation view, but asking the app to display the messages one by one. Then there is the reading pane. Microsoft actually recommends that we hide the reading pane, and whenever we enter on a message to read it, it will open the reading pane by itself. The keyboard shortcuts that Microsoft offers for our accessibility purposes work better with the reading pane hidden. So let us go and make those changes now to settings. So for that, we're going to learn how to navigate the menu ribbons. All right, so we know that anytime we want to access the menu, we press the Alt key, pressing Alt.
Ribbon region, tab control, home tab selected, Alt or F10, H1 of 3.
And it says home. Of course, we left our right arrow to navigate the upper ribbon. Let me press right arrow because home is the first on the left. So let's press right arrow.
View tab selected, Alt or F10, V2 of 3.
View, and next.
Help tab selected, Alt or F10, E3 of 3.
That's help. Let's go again, right?
Home tab selected, Alt or F10, H1 of 3.
And you realize it has gone back to home. So there are only 3 items on this simplified menu ribbon. All right, and that's fine for us because right now we just want to use view. So I'm going to right arrow again to go back to view.
View tab selected, Alt or F10, V2 of 3.
And after reaching on the top menu ribbon item that you want, you need to tab. So I'm going to press tab now.
View property page, settings grouping, view settings button, change or customize your view.
And this says view settings. That is what we want. Press enter.
Settings, BAT training, Outlook, settings, BAT training, Outlook document, application, tab control, search landmark, search settings, edit has autocomplete blank.
All right, so when you hear search headings, now we're going to just down arrow to hear the different options here.
Accounts tab 1 of 5.
And we're looking for mail.
General tab 2 of 5. Mail tab selected 3 of 5.
And it says mail tab 3 of 5, and it's already selected, so we don't need to press enter. If it was not selected, you would press enter, but we're not going to. We're just going to press tab because it's already selected.
Tab control, mail category subtab, tab control, layout tab selected 1 of 7.
And the first item after we tabbed is layout, and layout is what we want, so we're going to tab once more to hear the options on the layout.
Do you want Outlook to sort your email to help you focus on what matters most? Grouping, sort messages into focused and other radio button, check 1 of 2.
Okay, that's not the option we want. Let's tab to another option on the layout.
This will change the font size and number of messages.
Tab
How do you
again.
want your messages to be organized? Grouping, show email group by conversation radio button, check 1 of 2.
All right, how do you want your messages to be organized? And it is set to conversation. We're going to leave it there, but we're going to change the one after this. So let's tab once more to the other option.
Arrange the reading pane grouping, newest on bottom radio button, check 2 of 3.
So by default, it is set to newest on bottom. Microsoft recommends that we use the option that says display single. So let's down arrow in this section here.
Show each message separately radio button, check 3 of 3.
Show each message separately. And once I down arrow, the radial button is automatically selected. So that's fine. This option is fine. Now let's tab away again to another option concerning the reading pane that we want to change. Tab
Do you
in.
want to see deleted items in your conversations?
Tab again.
How many rows should each message use?
Tab again.
Choose whether to show each sender's image in the message list.
Tab
Where do you
again.
want the reading pane to appear? Grouping, on the right radio button, check 1 of 3.
Want the reading pane to appear, and it says on the right we are going to change this option with our down arrow.
At the bottom of 3.
Down again.
Hide reading pane radio button, check 3 of 3.
And for hide the reading pane is checked. That is what we want. So we're done. We're gonna tab to save.
What do you want? What do you want? How do you want? Do you want to show attachment? Show data. Use system. Save button.
Pressing enter.
Settings. BAT training. Outlook. Application.
And the savings been changed, so we're just gonna escape out of this.
Outlook. Application. Ribbon region. View property page.
And now you can see by just looking at it, you are no longer seeing the reading pane. Our message listing is taking up most of the screen, and that's fine. Now we're gonna learn how to navigate. Now let's learn how to navigate the message listing so that we can actually read our emails. All right. Let me press down arrow. Well, I pressed down arrow and I didn't hear anything, so it means that it might not be in the section that we want. So I'm going to find my F6 key and press it until I get to my message list.
Left trail bar navigation pane message list complementary landmark. Message list no conversation selected list.
It says no conversation selected because we haven't down arrowed on any yet. So let's down arrow.
Your Google account was recovered successfully 3:09 a.m.
And it's talking about my Google account was recovered successfully. So just to say, this is a message listing of all the emails that are in my inbox, right? So it is set in the order where the newest emails are at the top and the older ones are below. So this message here that is first in my list is the newest email in my inbox. I'm going to press down arrow.
Google security alert 3:09 a.m. A new sign in on Windows bad rating has attachments blind accessibility tips test 1:34 a.m. This is a test.
Okay, this message from Blind Accessibility Tips, which it also alerted us to the fact that it has an attachment. This is the one we want to read. So after up arrow or down arrow onto the message that you want in the message listing, when you find the one you want, all you have to do to read it is press enter. Pressing enter now.
Clickable, this is a test.
And you realize as soon as I press enter, NVDA automatically read the contents of the entire message. I only had one line in this message, but if it was another message with a lot more information, NVDA would have read out the entire message. And of course, if you wanted it to stop, you could press Control to stop it. If you wanted to go back to the beginning of the message, you could press Control Home to get to the very top, and then navigate down to the rest of the email with your regular reading keys. Now, this email also has an attachment, and I'm going to tell you, this is the other thing that I found a little funny with the Outlook app. With the classic version, all you had to do was to shift tab to the attachment and press enter, and the attachment would open in the corresponding app. With this, I find it a little bit funny when I enter on the app, things go awry. I don't know, but let us shift tab to show you where the attachment is.
File attachments list. More actions menu button collapse sub menu.
So this says file. This is a more options button. If I were to enter on it, you would hear some options.
Preview one.
Preview would do the same thing as what we're going to do if we shift tab up to the actual attachment and press enter on it. It would do the same thing here as pressing preview. Let me press down
Copy
arrow.
2 of 3.
Copy is also an option here.
Save as 3 of 3.
Save as. Anyway, let's escape out of these options.
Landmark. File attachments list. More actions menu button collapse sub menu.
It went back to the more. It's still back on the more options. Let us shift tab up to the actual name of the attachment.
Career with a disability. Docs open 1 megabyte 1 of.
And that is the name of the attachment, and it told you .docs. So it is a Microsoft Word application, right? Let me open this here. I'm gonna press enter.
Blind access command toolbar region word. You can have a business career with a disability. Docs menu bar save as menu item hide email menu.
So if you realize after pressing enter on the attachment itself, what the app is doing is previewing the message to you. So yes, it did open it in Word because you saw the Microsoft Word logo flash, but then it still has the email. It still has the email contents on the right side of the screen along with the actual attachment on the left side of the screen. So it's previewing the message, and it's very difficult to get out of this. You can tab around until you get to the actual attachment and use your regular reading keys to read it, because this is a Microsoft Word doc, and you can go ahead and use your reading keys to read it. But in terms of getting back out of this attachment viewing area and getting back to the regular Outlook screen really is challenging. Sometimes I just close it out. If you know the better way to do that, please drop it in the comments. Yes, and we're back on the mail that we have here, and we're done with it. We read the message, we downloaded and read the attachment, so we're going to just simply escape.
Blank. Application. Message list complementary landmark. Message list. Has attachments blind accessibility tips test 134.
And we have been placed right back into the message listing. Pretty simple. To read an email inside Outlook, even with the classic version, all you have to do is press the F6 key until you get to the section that says message listing. Use your up and down arrows to find the message that you want to read. Then press The reading pane will now be displayed with the contents of your message. As soon as you press enter and the reading pane opens, NVDA will read the entire contents, the entire body of your email message. If there is an attachment, you can shift tab and you will hear the options. You will hear the file attachment, more options button. If you enter on it, you can get options like preview, copy, or save as, and you can enter any one of those you'd like and go ahead and do that. Or if you want to, you could shift tab once more, and there is where you would actually hear the name of the attachment. If there was more than one attachment, you could use the left or right arrow to navigate between the attachments on the message. On any one of those attachments you'd want to open, you press enter. Of course, remember that if you press enter on the name of the attachment, as we just saw, it is going to open a preview of the message still inside the actual Outlook app, and it's kind of challenging to navigate. Alright, let's have a look now at the navigation pane. Yes, when we were pressing F6, we passed it. Let us just look at what it is and how to navigate it. Pressing F6 until I hear the navigation pane.
Ribbon region, tab control, view tab selected. Left trail up bar navigation pane region, favorites tree view, inbox 1 unread not selected inbox, 5 items.
Right pane. Really, it is just a list of folders that you can find in your account. And list means you can up or down arrow. So I'm going to press my down arrow because we're already at the top, so we can only go down.
Set items, 1 items, 0 unread.
So let me go back up.
2, inbox 1 unread.
That's inbox, and the inbox is what we already have open in front of us. But if you down arrow, you hear
sent items not selected, sent items.
Sent items. So if you entered on this, the message listing would change from a list of inbox messages to a list of sent messages, right? Let's down arrow.
Drafts 3 items not selected drafts.
That's
3
your
items.
drafts folder.
Level 1 bat rating 61 at gmail.com not bat rating 61 at gmail. Junk email not selected junk email.
That's your
0
junk
items 2
email.
drafts 3 items not selected drafts. 3 items.
Again.
Sent items not selected sent items. 1 items. 0 unread. Deleted items not selected deleted items. 7 items. 0 unread.
Deleted
5 of
items.
7 archive not selected archive. 0 items 6 of 7 level 2.
If you have items archived, this is an archive list.
Outbox. 0 items
Your
7 of 7.
outbox. So this of course is for messages that you tried sending but did not actually get sent. That would be a list of them.
Level 1 add account not selected.
And this button that says add account, it is newly found here in this Outlook New. To add an account in the classic version, you would have had to go through the menu ribbons, go to file, and so on. But here in the Outlook New app, if you want to add another email account, all you have to do is press F6 to the navigation pane, down arrow, and get to the bottom of the listing, or you could just press the end key, END key, and it would go to the bottom of the list, and you would see this button here that says add account. If you enter on it, you would get little dialog box that we had gotten before that you would navigate with your tab key to use to add a new or another email account to your Outlook app. All right, so let me see. Let me go back up to the down arrow.
Selected inbox. 5.
That's
Sent
inbox.
items not selected. Sent items.
Sent.
1 red.
I'm going to
2 of
press
3
enter
level
on
2.
this just for us to understand. Pressing enter.
Selected. Message list complementary landmark. Section. Message list no conversation selected list.
And you realize it, after pressing enter on send, it automatically placed us back on the message listing, but it also told us no items because I have not sent any messages. So there are no messages in my sent folder. But that is how you would do it if you wanted to view your sent messages or messages in any folder found in the navigation pane. All right, now let's look at the vertical listing of apps. Yes, we had passed it before with our F6 key, but let us look at how to navigate it now. Not going to spend too much time on it though. Let's F6.
Ribbon region. Tab control. Left trail up bar navigation landmark. Mail toggle button pressed.
Yes, this section that says left trail of bar, and it has mail button pressed. Mail is number 1, and right now mail is selected, which is why we can see our emails, right? But if you were to down arrow in this list,
Calendar toggle button not pressed.
you would hear calendar, and it tells you toggle button not pressed, which means that if you were to press it, it would change the screen from showing you mail to your calendar items.
People toggle button.
People really means contacts. Let me down arrow.
Word toggle button not pressed.
Word, Microsoft Word.
Excel toggle button not pressed.
Excel.
PowerPoint toggle button not pressed.
PowerPoint.
More apps button opens dialog.
And other apps. And that is it for this video. The next video we're going to do composing, replying, and forwarding. Do not miss it. Now remember, for lessons and downloads teaching blind and visually impaired persons how to use their computers and iPhones, as well as other important resources and tips around the topic of blindness, check out our website at blindaccessibilitytips.com.